Shalom, family. Welcome to On Purpose Ministries, where we, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, help you, my brothers and sisters, find your purpose so you can walk in purpose, live with purpose, and do everything on purpose. I am your sister, Rashida, and we welcome you. So, this word is they are starting to see the damage these counterfeit relationships have done, have caused. Um, So, Shalom family, this is a Kingdom Spouse word concerning counterfeit relationships. Remember, a counterfeit relationship isn't limited to a romantic relationship only. Is anybody portraying themselves as something they're not? This could be family too, but they are starting to see how much damage these people have caused them. Have caused them. So, they're counting the cost. Remember, take this word back to the Father to make sure it's for you a right now word. Seek Him further on it so He can speak directly to you about your situation. This word comes from the movie Just Right with Queen Latifah and Common in it. Also from the song Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe, as well as from Three Dreams that I had. I'll start with the movie breakdown first. Okay, you have this woman, Queen Latifah. I don't remember their names in everybody's names in the movie, but you have this woman, Queen Latifah, who is hidden. Nobody notices her or pays much attention to her. She's often looked at as just a friend. Nobody sees her. She's overlooked. Then you have her god sister, Lauren, I believe that's her name, who's flashy, who gets all of the attention, even though her intentions aren't pure. The men still fall for it. People still fall for it. This woman, the god sister, goes out of her way to study men so she can become who she thinks they want her to be in order to seduce them. She doesn't have any interest in them at all, but their money and status and what she thinks this union means for her, what it will bring her, the type of attention that she is looking for. It's all about what she can get out of it and from them. So this word is for both men and women standing on their kingdom spouse journey. Okay, so she has no desire at all to be a wife for real. Everything she does comes with evil intentions. The connection between her and this man who is coming isn't genuine. It isn't pure. It isn't honest. Nor does she care what he wants for real. She just wants his money, the fame, the status, and to stand in the way of whatever it is that God has called him to do, to block his destiny or whatever she can get out of it. It's all about selfish gain and manipulation and mind control. Why these counterfeits have attached themselves to your spouse. So Queen Latifah, which represents you, male or female, your intentions were pure from the beginning. It has always been, but before you could even be presented in the way that the Most High wanted to present you, these counterfeits stepped in. For the ones that's already married, before you and this union could be fixed, they got in between the two. And your spouse was blinded by the success. They were blinded by the joy they thought these people brought them, about the promises that were made to them. They were blinded by it all, but it has always been someone on their side who saw these counterfeit intentions, who were really fighting for you two to come back together. From the beginning, they saw who these counterfeits were. For Common, it was his mom. She knew this woman was no good and was after her son, all her son had. She warned him, but she didn't stand in the way of what he wanted to do. She just let him do what he thought was best and she moved out the way. But she was always there. But she wasn't too fond of this woman he decided to marry. Queen Latifah just backed off and allowed it to happen. There was no fight on her end. She was happy for him, even though she knew her god sister's intention. She didn't say anything. She just walked away and kept living her life. So everything was going well between Common and Ash. I mean, what's her name? Lauren. We're going. Everything was going well between them until he got injured and his future in basketball was in question. I want to mention, even when Common didn't see her or choose her, Queen Latifah never stopped supporting him. She would still show up to his games. She was still a fan. She still appreciated his work. She still admired him. None of that changed. But once Lauren um saw it was a chance that he could never play basketball again, she ghosted him. She didn't want nothing to do with him. She left him a note and left. No warning or anything. She got right back to looking for her next victim. This union meant nothing to her at all. It means nothing to these counterfeits. If they don't benefit from it, if they can't get anything out of it, they're not willing to stay. It has to be some type of exchange happening. They have to get something from it, even if it means holding up their destiny, even if it means keeping you two from coming together. When he was down, she left, but Queen Latifah was there to help just as a friend. If you watch the word released before this one about Lilo and Stitch, you know what I mean by just as a friend. She never approached him in a romantic way. She was just a friend and she allowed it to happen on its own. The connection was not forced. It was just right. It was a natural connection. They both had so much in common. They both shared a love for basketball, had a lot of common goals and interests. His mom loved her. She never had to question Queen Latifah's intentions or motives like she did with Lauren from the beginning. As soon as Common was brought low, Lauren's mask came off. She was no longer interested in pretending. Her true colors showed. Now, once Queen Latifah nursed him back to health, because remember, they are wounded soldiers. Once she got him back in the game and they started to date each other, or their romantic interest was there, Lauren popped up and decided she was ready to apologize and tried to guilt trip this man into taking her back by bringing up the fact that she lost her parents, making an excuse for her behavior. For a moment, he fell for it, only for a moment, because once he had that encounter with Queen Latifah, he knew that's what he needed. He knew that's what he was missing. He knew it was something missing in his life, and it wasn't Lauren. He knew she could never make him feel the way Queen Latifah did. Once he came to the realization it was nothing Lauren could say to get him to change his mind. And she didn't even put up a fight, she just stepped aside. She knew the love he had for this woman, he would never have for her, and she would never have for him. So she moved out of the way. This man went to hunt Queen Latifah down before it was too late, before she made that decision to move on. When she saw him, at first she didn't have much to say to him. She didn't want to deal with him. He apologized and expressed how he felt, that he was willing to do whatever to be with her. She was a little resistant and stubborn, but she knew this love was real. So she decided to take the job working for his team. That's purpose. These connections have purpose, is meaning in it. It's the reason why the Most High is bringing it together. It's the perfect match. It's God's match. Whatever it is that God wants you two to do together, it will blend perfect with what He has had you both working on already in your separate times. They worked for the same team, joined forces, and that's how it will be for you. Listen, these counterfeits will have no choice but to back down. They will have no choice but to walk away because they know they will never be able to fill your shoes. They will never be able to replace you. Once these encounters happens, however that looks like for you, but there will be a need that needs to be fulfilled that only you can do. The Most High is going to put it this way. They won't be able to find help in anyone else. And once they get it, nobody will be able to convince them that you're not the one they're supposed to be with. Nobody will be able to change their minds this time, how they have been able to do in past times. Once they see, and they will see, that this man or woman just won't let go, they will withdraw their hands. They will walk away because they know it's nothing else they can do to interfere with this union. They have done it all to keep you separated, but this time it will not work. Because once their eyes have been opened, nobody will be able to shut it. Nobody will be able to deny that this is the hand of the Most High. Some of you may have had that encounter already and don't even know it. Don't even know that they long to feel that connection again. How you poured into them when they were low and now they're filled with so much darkness and long to see your light again. Long to be in your presence again. Long to hear your voice again. But God has told you not to approach them in that way, but let them come to you. They're longing for what they had with you. For those who have always been just a friend, they know what you offer. They cannot get anywhere else. It's all about to make sense. These people are being removed. No matter how hard they try to keep your spouse away from you, their work is finished. They couldn't accomplish what they set out to do, so they are willingly moving out of the way. And for the ones who refuse, judgment is at the door. But nobody will be able to stop it this time. It will not work. Your spouse knows who these people are, and it's only a matter of time before they come back to you. Friends before lovers. Do not despise small beginnings, but there's nothing left that the counterfeits can do, and they notice. I want to share the dreams and the song to show how they are feeling about these people right now. No matter how it may seem on the outside, they are not happy. They are miserable. It's all about to be revealed. You are the one that's on their mind, and they will find their way back to you, or to you if it's for the first time, with guidance of from the Father. Let him lead them to you. So these dreams come from three different dreams. This comes from three different dreams that I had. Two in August and one in September. The first one was quick. This man was singing to his God ordained wife in his dream. He had wrote her a song talking about the counterfeit in his relationship with this counterfeit. He told his God ordained wife that he knew who she was. He was in love with her and was leaving this sick, and he was leaving this sick individual. So I'm gonna read that part again. He told his God ordained wife that he knew who she was, that he was in love with her, not the counterfeit, and he was leaving this sick individual. That's how he described the counterfeit, as a sick individual. I had that dream August 19th. Okay, then August 21st, um, it was a meetup between both sides of the family. This woman and her God ordained spouse families all came together to meet. Some were meeting for the first time and some already knew each other. This woman, so for some of you, this is not, this will be a first time you meeting the family. You might have known them, been in touch with them, talked to them before. You may have brief experiences with them, but this will be the first time you actually sitting down and meeting this family. Others, it will be you already know most of these people. It might be some new faces, but you already know most of these people because you have been with this person for years. But this woman is still, you're still nervous. This woman was nervous to meet them because she thought they wouldn't let her. I mean, she thought they wouldn't like her because of how her journey has been. So you may be feeling that way. You may feel like, I don't know, Father, I'm nervous about meeting these people because of all of the confusion, all of the strife, all of the arguing, and all the things that has happened. I don't know if I even want to be connected to these people. I don't know if I even want to meet these people. I don't even know if I want to be around them. I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't got time for drama. I just want peace. So I'm not. You're not eager to meet these people. She didn't think his family would be interested in her. Excuse me. I'm doing the word. She didn't think his family would be interested in her, but his family held her so tight. No, I mean her sister. His sister embraced her and held on to her so tight. And she was at first she was a little confused because she thought that the sister hated her. So when the sister came up to her and held on to her tight and embraced her, it calmed those nerves down, and she was just happy to be received well. And she ended up having a one-on-one with this man's mother, explaining this journey to her. And I have another dream as well, but that would be for a separate word pertaining to the meetups that will happen. It's going to be a lot of sit downs between, your spouse, family, and yours as well. But yeah, she ended up having a one-on-one with his mother, explaining what this journey has looked like for her. Everyone was getting along and happy about this connection. The last dream I had was September the 6th. This woman was hanging out. Her and her spouse were hanging out together and was trying. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. This woman was chilling, and her spouse was trying to get her attention, but she wouldn't pay him no attention at all. And she was hanging out with another man, but this man was just a friend. It was just a friendly relationship. It was nothing to their relationship, but she was hanging out with this other man, but her spouse was trying to do everything without speaking, without opening his mouth. He was trying to do everything to get her attention, but she would not look his way. Her spouse had to sit there and watch her engage with everybody else, but she ignored him. Then a guy she knew from her past tried to sit by her, but she told him to go over there and sit. She like, go over there and sit by him. Go sit by my husband. But even though she was ignoring him, she told this guy who came up from her past, go over there by him. But this guy refused and pulled up a chair to sit down on the other side of her because he expected her male friend to move for him to be able to sit by her. But the male friend served as like a protector. But he wouldn't move out the way, and she told him no. So she told her friend not to move, and she told the guy no who came walked up from her past who wanted to sit by her. Then the counterfeit, um, then the counterfeit her spouse was dating came out of nowhere and stood in front of both this woman and her God ordained spouse because her husband, this woman's God ordained spouse, was not far from her. There was the bench. She was sitting on the bench with her male friend, and he was sitting on the bench right next to them. That's how close this was. And this counterfeit woman that her spouse was dating came and stood in front of both of them. She looked at him and she looked at her. But this woman paid this counterfeit no attention. She just kept talking to her male friend. Then the counterfeit tried to strike up a conversation with this woman, but she shut that down quickly because she had no interest in talking to her spouse or this woman he was with. So her spouse and this counterfeit eventually gets up and leave. So they were all in the store. The woman was laughing with the people she was with. She wasn't bothered by them at all. She wasn't worried about what her spouse was doing. She wasn't worried about this counterfeit who he was with. She was just enjoying her time with the people that was around her. Now her spouse in the counterfeit was on the next aisle, but talking, but she heard everything that was being said. Even though she was not on that aisle, she still was made aware of what was going on. So the counterfeit was trying to flirt with this woman's husband, but he was mad that she was there because he couldn't talk to his God ordained wife. So he told her, Mari, I'm doing the word. Excuse me, that's my niece and my son back there making all that noise. But anyways, but he was mad that she was there because he couldn't talk to his goddamn wife. So he told her, "Move, get off of me." He wasn't interested in her at all, even though they were still together, just like the get out breakdown. It doesn't matter. The counterfeit does not represent what stage your spouse is in. They could be in the final stage and still be with the counterfeit. So he was still with this woman, but he was not interested in her at all. She tried flirting with him and he pushed her off of him, told her to get off of me. He wasn't interested in her and they were together. But he was worried about his wife and what she was doing. Understand this, he was still with this counterfeit, but he was not interested in her. He wanted nothing to do with her. His mind was on his wife and what she was doing. So even though it might look like they're not worried about you, might look like they're not concerned about you, trust and believe you are on their mind. Just like God placed them on your spirit is the same way. Like I mentioned in the other word, God is making everything clear to a point where nobody will be able to deny that this is God's plan. Nobody will be able to interfere this time. Everything that was hidden is now being revealed, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it. Your spouse is tired of pretending. It was a point where they were able to hide it well, but now they're about to speak out. The frustration has built up to a point where they can no longer contain it. They can no longer hide their irritation with these people, especially in a romantic relationship that they have been in. And any other counterfeit relationship, anybody who has been in their ears trying to keep them away from you, they have grown weary. They are tired. They are frustrated. They don't want to be around these people. So, they will be dropping, your spouse will be dropping hints here and there in hope you see it. Hope you know they're talking about you or thinking about you, hoping somebody would tell you. They're trying to get your attention in any way that they can without the counterfeit knowing if they're still in a counterfeit relationship. So they sending hints and they trying to send you signs that this is not where they want to be, but they have to do it in a strategic way because they're still with the counterfeit. So they're trying to drop hints and hoping that you see it, hoping that you get wind of it, without the counterfeit knowing. So they still may post pictures of the counterfeit. They still may post the counterfeit because they don't want them to know how they feel about you. But like in a dream, you were like, yeah, okay. And so what? That's not enough for me. You're going to have to open your mouth and believe me, they will. They won't have a choice. But the man in the dream was angry with this counterfeit because she kept trying to interrupt him speaking to his wife. She tried to make it seem like it was something that it wasn't. Like everything was all good. She tried to force the connection because she knows it is over. Even tried to make friendly conversation with the wife like that was going to stop something. They are doing anything to make their presence known. They're desperate. These counterfeits are desperate. They're too busy worried about what you are doing. That's your spouse. They're too busy worried about what you are doing. They won't be able to stop this union from coming to pass. And the reason they're worried about what you're doing is because, for the most part, God has caused this separation to happen to where you was always reaching out, you was always pouring, but now God has pulled you back to where you're not responding, you're not really speaking to them much. You're not the one calling them, you're not the one texting them, and they don't really know too much of what's going on. They knew they had your attention, but the attention that they once had from you, they know they no longer have it, and it has caused them to be concerned. So they too busy trying to figure out what you got going on. Why you not reaching out to me like you used to? Why you not chasing? Nah, the tables are turning. So they won't be able to stop this union from coming to pass. They will try, but they won't succeed. They will have to back down. They will lose this fight. Your spouse is losing all interest with these people. And if it hasn't started already, you will soon start to see these things or hear about it. Don't go looking for it. God is going to bring it to you so that you can be made aware. Don't go looking for it. God is going to bring it to you so you can be made aware. But the counterfeit's presence doesn't mean anything. They no longer have that effect on them. God is bringing them out. He's making everything clear for everybody involved. He is changing the hearts of the people who stood against you. They will embrace you and rejoice in this union. The ones who won't, um, the ones who won't rejoice in this union will be removed. Judgment is at their door because they stood against God's plans, not yours. But there's nothing left these people can do or say. Your spouse is in darkness, but God is going to use you to bring them to the light. These counterfeits won't be able to do it, and they know that now. God is opening up their eyes to what they were once blinded to. So let's do this song breakdown, and then I'm out of your way. So the song is Poison. It says, Girl, I must warn you. I sense something strange in my mind. Yeah, your situation is serious. Let's cure it because we're running out of time. It's oh so beautiful. Relationships, they seem from the start. I'm going to read that part again. It's oh so beautiful. Relationships, they seem from the start. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's all so deadly. So from in the beginning, everything seemed so promising to them. This relationship seemed like this is what God had for them. It seemed like it was the perfect match. It was the perfect fit. Everything lined up to where they were at that time of their life. This person drew them in. This person seduced them. This person manipulated them, tricked them, and trapped them into thinking that they was somebody they weren't. Remember the lady in the movie, Just Right, Lauren. She studied these men to become who they thought she studied these men to become who she thought they wanted her to be. So they pretended to be exactly this match for these your spouse. So it said it's oh so beautiful relationships. That's how they seem. He says they seem from the start. Yeah, but it's also deadly. That is what they're dealing with right now. When love is not together from the heart, check it out. When love is not together from the heart, check it out. Just like I said in the movie, um, Just Right, how the woman from the start, her heart was not pure. These people are not really interested in a relationship with your spouse. They could care less about your spouse. It's all about gain. It's all about what they get out of it. And it says, when love is not together from the heart, your spouse says, it says, check it out. They are now being made aware that these people never loved them. They never cared about them. It says, it's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Miss her, kiss her, love her. Wrong move, you're dead. Wrong move, you're dead. That's why they have to move in the way that God has told them to move. It may not make sense to you how they move. You might not like how they're moving, but they have to move in the way that God has told them to move. They can't just speak out the way you want them to speak out until God gives them the green light to do so. But they are they're miserable. There's a lot going on with them that you cannot see, that you don't understand. But they're trying hard to express their love for you without the counterfeit knowing. that they're expressing their love for you. And it might come off as they're talking about the counterfeit, but they're really talking about you. And if you connect it spiritually, and if you're being led by the Spirit of the Most High God, then you will know. Even if your flesh doesn't want to hear it, even if you don't want to receive it, you will know. But it says it's driving me out of my mind. These people are driving them crazy. They are tired of pretending. They're tired of being a people pleaser. They're tired of doing what these people want them to do just so these people could be happy, just so these people could be satisfied. But they're miserable in these connections. They're miserable with these relationships. They are tired. Even though the counterfeits are still around them, they cannot get you off of their mind. And it's driving them crazy. But they have to move the way that God has instructed them. It says, wrong move, you're dead. Remember, you're dealing with witches, you're dealing with warlocks, you're dealing with sorcerers. These people is not just no low level sorcerers. Many of your spouses are in relationships with witches and warlocks and have all sorts of witches and warlocks and demons around them, including family who have been working against the will of the Father being done. They can't just move the way you want them to move. Just like in a just think about a domestic violence relationship. I'll use a woman as an example. I know men could be in it too, but say a woman wants to get out that relationship. She can't let everybody know she wants to get out of that relationship because there's certain people that's around her who don't see her spouse is her or her partner is being abusive. They don't have the eyes to see and understand what's going on. In their eyes, this person is perfect. So she has to move in a way to she has to still pretend like she loves this man. She has to still cater to him. She has to still be around him. But all while she's doing it, she's making a plan to escape, maybe to a, domestic violence shelter from women, whatever the case may be. And then she might have a small backpack somewhere, but she cannot make it known that she's trying to leave. She has to pretend like she's still all in it because if this man finds out that she is trying to leave, he could seriously hurt her. He might kill her, whatever the case may be. You don't know the lengths that these people are willing to go just so your person, your spouse, can't get back to you. People are crazy. People are dangerous. These are witches. These are warlocks. So you have to accept God's will and ask Him what's going on behind the scenes. He will reveal it to you. But it says, wrong move, you're dead. They have to move how God tells them to do. Stop getting frustrated. Stop being impatient. Stop being angry. You don't know what's going on and you don't know how God is moving in your union. It says that girl is poison. Never trust a big butt and a smile. Just like in the movie, the woman was all flashy and she was all pretty and she got everybody attention, and that's what drew coming into her. Just like whatever it is about this counterfeit with your wife or your husband that drew them into these people. They say never trusted it. They seeing now it was all a game. They see now that they was set up from the beginning. They are understanding how all of this has taken place. So it says, if I were you, I'd take precautions before I step to meet a fly girl, Because in some portions, you'll think, listen, because in some portions, not all, but in some portions, you'll think she's the best thing in the world. In some portions, not in all. So there may be times where they feel like, okay, this is it for me. She's the best person I met. He's the best person I met. And then sometimes it be those red flags and like, I don't know about him. I don't know about her. But it says in some portions, you'll think she's the best thing in the world. She's so fly, she'll drive you right out of your mind. Steal your heart when you're blind, meaning you don't even know what's going on. You don't even know who you really dealing with. You think this woman is of God. You think this man is of God. You think this is the person that he has for you. Meanwhile, the person he has for you been fighting and standing for you all alone. But because you're blind and you can't see, they were able to steal your heart. They were able to capture you. They was able to manipulate you, trick you, and trap you. Beware, she's scheming. She'll make you think you're dreaming. See that? Beware, she's scheming, just like in the movie. How that woman sat there and studied these men. She had it written down in the book. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna become this. I'm gonna dress this way. I'm gonna eat this way. I'm gonna start this organize. She started a whole charity organization because she knew there's something that Common was interested in, but her heart was not in it. It was all a game. She was just playing the end game, doing what she needed to do in that moment just to get them hooked so she can get what she wanted. Beware, she's scheming. She'll make you think you're dreaming. You'll fall in love and you'll be screaming, demon. And that's where they are at. That is the place that God is bringing them to. They are aware of the schemes. They're aware of the manipulation. They're aware of the games. They're aware of the lies that was told. They're aware of the dreams that were sold. And now they see the demon in them. Now they see these evil spirits in them. Now their eyes have been opened. So what was hidden is coming to the light. So that's it as far as the song goes. That's all that was highlighted to me. They are aware of the demons they're dealing with, but have to move with caution because they don't want these people, these counterfeits, to know what they're doing. They're playing along to get along, but they know the devil they got in bed with. Everything was perfect until it wasn't, until those masks came off. God is making it all clear. Nothing else will be hidden. He is making them aware of the choices they made. They are insane. So be gentle with these wounded soldiers. Friends before lovers. It will start off slowly, but pick up quickly. Be patient, be kind. They will soon speak if they haven't started to already. Not in the way you want them to, because they have to move with caution, but in the way that God instructs them to. Don't interfere with what God is doing. Don't try to rush things. Don't try to force them to make a choice. They have to get rid of what they put on dealing with these counterfeits. They have to be cleansed. This cannot come into your land. This cannot come into this marriage that God is building. Trust me, you're on their minds more than they are on yours. Like the woman in the dream, she wasn't paying him no attention. And he wanted to speak, but couldn't because of the counterfeit. But God is clearing the path. So stay out of the way and let God be God. Keep going. So that's it for this word. They're tired of these counterfeits and have no interest in staying where they are at. They're looking for a way to escape. And that is not just with dealing with romantic counterfeit relationships. That's with anybody around them who God has told them is not supposed to be in their life. So that's it for this word. Shalom, family.